And for the record, I want to make it clear that I believe that Michael Draker does have a right to defend himself just like everyone else in the state of Florida and all over this country. My thing is that I don't believe that the use of deadly force was necessary in this situation. Yes, after he was shoved to the ground so violently, he did have to make a choice, a split-second decision as to whether deadly force was necessary. And that there was no sound available in the video footage makes it even harder to determine what all of the parties were thinking in that moment. From what the girlfriend says, there was no verbal exchange between McGlockton and Draker after McGlockton came out of the store and shoved him to the ground. So it's hard to know whether the shooting was premeditated and whether McGlockton intended to do further damage after shoving him to the ground. But I think that he could have probably fired off a warning shot, or after pulling out the gun, just warned McGlockton to stay away from him. The use of deadly force probably wasn't altogether necessary in that situation because McGlockton hadn't attempted to continue with his attack. And then Draker was able to get up, stand up without any help after being shoved to the ground and after he shot McGlockton. So it doesn't seem like he sustained any major or serious injuries. There have been some cases in Florida where people either died from being punched in the temple or after receiving some type of knockout blow to the head and falling and hitting their head and sustaining a serious head injury. They've either been left disabled or died. So some people don't want to take the chance and engage in a fist fight. They'd rather just pull out a gun and shoot. And then some people might feel like they're already at a disadvantage due to health problems or because they're in poor physical condition. So in a situation like that, and under conditions like that, yeah, I do understand and I do agree that the use of a firearm or weapon is necessary. But I think he just took it too far. He didn't have to shoot the man and kill him. He did it in front of his girlfriend and his children, so they're going to be traumatized for the rest of their life because of that. I don't know. There's a lot of different lessons to be learned from this situation. I think the moral of the story is, mind your own damn business. Sometimes it's just best to mind your own business. Is it worth it to get yourself involved in a situation that might end up being more stress than it's worth in the end? Another moral to the story is to keep your hands to yourself. They should have all been able to hash that out like rational adults instead of resorting to violence. Apparently, neither of those people learned proper conflict resolution.